Cancer, welcome to Light Guided. Lisa here to do your monthly energy reading. I hope that that these messages find you and yours well. This is the fourth time I'm starting your reading. There's a lot of energy around your reading that's been very interesting. So I'm eager to jump in and let's see what messages are here for you. These are general messages. They're not going to resonate for everyone. Please feel free to take what does resonate and leave the rest behind. At Light Guided, we do really focus on soul growth and healing. So I don't often get into a lot of detail about specific relationships or specific situations, as much as really looking at how are things affecting you at that much deeper level. Okay? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Wow, yeah, there's just this very powerful energy coming forward. The previous times that I was trying to record your reading for October, a lot of the energy that was coming out was, you know, very much like rising to the surface, breaking free, breaking through, this new energy of creation. And I'm actually glad to see these two energies emerge, because this was the overall feeling that I was getting from the other cards that were flying out. But it was a little haphazard. So nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we have this beautiful energy. This is the energy that's kind of overarching your reading. This is the energy of dream time creation. This is, you know, a couple different messages here, but primarily this is about being in your energy of creativity, being in the energy of creation. For some of you, this is going to be a very spiritual energy where you're really tapping into spirit and allowing that to come through you, so that you are manifesting and bringing into form the connection that you have with spirit on that soul level. So this could be for some of you that are artists. Maybe you're expressing yourself through art, could be through writing, it could be really any manifestation of that. But there is definitely a sense here that you're channeling information from spirit, and that it's coming, you're kind of interpreting it and bringing it out into the world in a way that's going to impact a lot of people. Your Scorpio water sign had a little bit of a similar energy coming out at some point in their reading as well. There is a sense for some of you, there's a lot of family energy here. There's a lot of ancestral energy here. So some of you may be dreaming about your ancestors. You may be thinking a lot about family who have come before you. And they may be trying to communicate with you and bring you messages. And we have this beautiful energy of rebirth. And I feel like these are very much connected. This energy of rebirth, again, you know, bringing something new into the world, bringing something different into the world, being your authentic self, speaking your truth, showing up in new ways. So maybe there are situations where in the past, you know, you would have been angry in a situation, but now you're showing up to a similar situation in a whole new way. You're balanced, you're logical, you're present, you have more wisdom. There's a sense of just more presence. Let's take a look at the energy of the recent past. What energy are you emerging from? Wow. Be peace. Again, I just feel a lot of this spiritual energy around a lot of you, emerging from this beautiful energy of, I'm hearing the word clarity. For some of you, this sense of peace has been because there's a feeling of clarity, or that you're having the experience of clarity right now. Clarity of direction, clarity of thought, clarity of purpose. And again, definitely a sense of, there's a soul-seeking energy here. The image that's coming to me is like I see somebody on on the trail, the Spain trail. And now, of course, the name is slipping my mind. Is it the Cristo de Santiago, something like that? But I'm seeing that kind of journey here for some of you, whether that's a literal journey, you know, walking 1,000 miles, or it's an inner journey of the same. You've kind of stepped into this energy of walking the path of peace, walking the path of inner peace, and walking this path of really trying to embody the qualities that are important to you. So if you're somebody who says, you know, peace on earth is my value, it's important, now you're beginning to embody that energy and bring that forward into all situations. And again, this is a general reading, so that quality that I'm talking about could really be any quality. Any quality, not inequality. That was interesting. But generally speaking, there's this sense of great peace and comfort around that. Let's take a look at current energies. What are the current energies? That's where you're emerging from. You're emerging from this journey, this inner peaceful journey. Where are you going? Oh, interesting. So interesting. Okay. I feel like there's one more card here for you. So one more. Thank you. Okay. Very, very interesting. So the first energy out we have is chop wood, which feels to me like a continuation of this. This is like the very humble, it's a very humbling energy. It's an energy of just embodying the presence of well-being and doing the task at hand. Not being overly concerned with, you know, what's happening elsewhere. You're just holding this space of peace and divinity. And this is also an energy of to be fair. So for you, holding this space of this energy of peace and divinity is about bringing balance into your life and into the world, which seems like something that is really needed right now. How do you bring equanimity into the world? How do you bring equanimity into these difficult times? How do you do that from a place of peace? Let's look at how this energy is affecting you subconsciously. Wow. Yeah. So subconsciously, you're really, a lot of this is coming from your activation of third eye and beginning to see and recognize and tap into a new reality. I'm going to say for some of you, this is a reality of moving from the 3D into the 5D and beginning to really see the world from a whole new perspective, a whole new place in your consciousness. This is bringing you great clarity, a great sense of awareness and awakening. And we have the energy of animals. This may be for some of you that you're very attuned to animals. You may have animal spirit guides that are coming through, bringing messages to you. It may also be for you that there is a focus on taking care of animals, bringing that equanimity and peace and fairness into how animals are treated, things like that. You may also be dreaming about animals. And again, if you are dreaming about animals, they may have messages for you. So I'm hearing, listen for the messages. Listen for the messages. And they're mostly messages about, they're like affirmative messages. They're affirming your path, affirming your direction. Let's take a look at the conscious level. What are you conscious of on this journey? What are you conscious of on this journey? Interesting. Wow. The energy of grieving, this was an energy that came out in the Scorpio reading in the exact same position as well. And my sense of this energy in your reading is very similar as the Scorpio reading, which is that as we awaken and evolve, sometimes what comes hand in hand with that is the experience of grieving, is the sense of like, the things that no longer serve us that we're letting go of. And sometimes we can grieve the loss of those. For others of you, I'm seeing that this is more of a grieving, but it's the other side of compassion. So where you have a mission in the world on the physical planet, where maybe, for example, you want to help animals or something like that, you may experience a feeling of grief, sadness, deep woundedness because of the way that you see animals or the planet or something, being treated unfairly. And you're trying to figure out how to bring equanimity into that. We have the energy of career at the conscious level. Some of you may very well be looking at making a change in your work situation. I'm going to pull some clarifiers on this, but you may be looking to change your career, or there's something happening in your current work that's transformational to you. Where maybe you've been recognized for something, some way that you've been that now you're getting recognized for, and it might be expanding, a raise, a promotion, something like that. And you're really, really working on trusting, letting things unfold, which I feel like for some of you, there's been some challenge around that. So let's take a look here. I want to clarify at the conscious level. What more can we know about what's happening on the conscious level for Cancer, please? What more can we know at the conscious level? Thank you. Yeah, this is pretty affirming. So I'll start with the King of Pentacles. Again, coming into some stability or growth within your current career or a new career that you might be setting forward on. Part of your spiritual journey, the Hierophant. This is all very much part of your soul growth and healing and spiritual journey. And give me just a moment to tune into this energy. There's more message here that wants to come through. Give me just a moment, please. There's part of you at the conscious level, there's part of you that really recognizes the power that you have to make the life that you want. And there's part of you that it's sort of it's almost funny to you. It's a little bit, it's pleasing to you, but it's a little bit funny. It's like you're able to laugh at some of the seriousness of what comes your way or what comes the way of life. Sometimes life can feel very heavy, and you're really able to see it in context. Again, that awakening, that third eye awakening, you're beginning to see things in a whole new light. You're seeing things in a whole new way. And that shift that you have in being able to see things in a new way is really, it's an important part of this journey for you. And it's allowing you to have a very positive experience along this road, along this pathway. And finally, we have the energy of Hermit. So I feel like for many of you, this energy here is about trusting your inward intuition, your inward guidance. It's about trusting that you're connected to something much bigger, and that the mission, I'm going to use the word mission, but this mission that you're on in life to, express yourself in a certain way, to live a certain way, to be in the world in a certain way. It's very much in alignment with this, the way that you see yourself and the way that you see yourself being. So there's a sense here of, trusting that process and knowing that all is unfolding perfectly. Let's take a look at the higher consciousness. Higher conscious level is what spirit is bringing you into the awareness around that you might not quite be aware of yet. It's more about, you know, what's the purpose of this path, or, you know, what's the higher purpose of this path that I'm on. Thank you. Oh, wow. Cool. I'm going to start with financial health. So this path that you're on, there's a great deal of abundance here for you, and a great deal of capability around moving into a more financially secure place. I'm seeing for some of you that you may not be in a financially secure place at the moment, and you may be questioning, well, wait a second, if I'm on this spiritual path, why aren't I having more financial success? And Spirit is saying that there is a lesson here for you. There's a lesson in this for you that is part of your the way that you connect around financial health. So for one example, you know, sometimes people have a belief that to be spiritual, you have to be in poverty. And you know, I won't tell you what to believe, but I can share with you that that's not my personal belief. I don't personally believe that Spirit would want us to live in an impoverished way. I think that's very different than living in a simple way, where we have simplify our lives in a way that we're available to Spirit more readily and not distracted by a lot of external things. But I don't think that's the same as living in poverty. And so I feel like for some of you, there's a message here around that, and shifting your relationship to what you see as financial health and well-being. And for others of you, I see you bringing in, you know, making extra money, making side money, possibly outside of your career, maybe having a hobby business that may come into play for some of you. The energy of protection. You're protected by Spirit always. Spirit always has your back. The universe always has your back. We're always in a journey of learning, and we're always supported in that journey. And finally, we have this energy of beauty. And I feel like for you, I feel like this energy of beauty is about evolving into this awareness that all of life is beautiful. I feel like many of you are already beginning to get that quality, that no matter what's happening in your life, as long as you're connected with Spirit, and you begin to see that Spirit is in all of it, that you can find this place of appreciation, of recognizing the beauty in all of it, recognizing that it's all perfect and unfolding the way it's meant to. Let's take a look at what might need to be healed or released in the month of October. What might need healing or to be released for Cancer in the month of October? Wow. Two more cards. Wow. Interesting, the energy of love came out here in terms of what needs to be released. I feel like on the one hand, this is about expectation, releasing expectation about what you think the journey is supposed to look like, what you think love is supposed to look like, what you think love feels like, what you imagine you're supposed to feel like when you hold the heart of love and compassion in the world, what that means to you. So there's a little bit of like, you know, free yourself up from the confines of the limitation of your thinking, and really move into the energy of feeling. And that all of the questions that you have about that will be answered, will be revealed. We have the energy of flow. This is kind of similar, right? It's like allowing yourself to be in the energy of feeling rather than thinking. But I'm also getting for some of you, there is an energy of apathy that happens, that creeps in from time to time, where you just kind of step back, give up, throw your hands up, and instead of being an active participant in co-creating the life that you want, you kind of let it just, do its thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes when we do that, we end up in a place we don't really want to be. So if you find yourself in an energy of apathy or giving up or throwing your hands up, it's time to let go of that and really begin to shift into a co-creation energy. The energy of embracing, kind of a similar idea here, where we don't want to become overly attached to a particular way that life has to look or a particular way that our journey has to look, but rather we want to be available to what's showing up. We want to be available to who we are on the journey and who other people are on the journey. Okay? Let's take a look at what to sustain for the month of October. Oh, beautiful. Sustaining this energy of patience. Be peace. And what needs to be started in the month of October. Oh, interesting. Starting the energy of diligence. Beginning now to... Actually, this kind of goes back to, you have to let go of this energy of apathy or throwing your hands up and really starting to co-create, really starting to pay attention to the details, starting to impact change. So by paying attention to the details and taking care of all of those things, you're able to impact the way that the path is unfolding, as opposed to throwing up your hands. Okay, let's take a look at overall outcome here. Wow. The overall outcome is enlightenment and taking risks. This is risky for you. This whole new way of thinking, this whole new way of being is a risk for you. And it really brings you to the edge of your life in a beautiful way, because you're willing to be open, you're willing to release yourself from, some of the confines of your thinking. And that helps to shift you into a whole new energy, into an enlightened energy, honestly, into this energy of being enlightened, seeing things from a whole new perspective, recognizing the world and the planet and the people in it in a very different way, and allowing that to inform how you move forward. What actions do you take when you begin to see the world through the eyes of love? How does that change the career that you have or the work that you do? Okay. We have a heart and soul message here as we begin to wrap up the reading. You are a beautiful soul. Look within and you will see it. There is a pearl in your heart. Close your eyes and feel it. The most precious thing is inside of you. Calm your mind, meditate, and you will feel your soul's infinite spiritual realm. In looking within, you will never go without. Wow. All right, let's get a final soul message here for you, Cancer. Hopefully I haven't been calling you Scorpios through the reading. I apologize if I have. I know your reading had a lot of similar energy to Scorpios, but this is a reading for Cancer. All right. Where can I create more space? Instead of filling yourself up with busy work and things to do, create more sacred space in your schedule, in your home, your mind, your lungs, and in your heart. Take time to just be. All right, that's a beautiful reading, Cancer. I hope there's something here that resonated for you. If you wish, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Leave us a comment if you'd like. And until we connect again next month, I send you much love and blessings. Thank you.